He was the only American to serve as both President and Chief Justice, the gentle giant who embodied duty, law, and geniality. But the devastating, untold story is how William Howard Taft's unparalleled legacy forced his 3 children to spend their lives battling immense, specific expectations, becoming a titan of the Senate, a respected academic, and a pioneering urban reformer, all in the shadow of a father whose name defined American jurisprudence. So what truly became of Robert, Helen, and Charles Taft, the heirs to the most prestigious political and judicial dynasty in U.S. history? Welcome. You clicked on this video because you know the president who defined judicial integrity and executive authority. But you sense the deeper, more complex story lies with the 3 children who inherited the duty of his name. In this exhaustive, deep dive documentary, we will tell the complete, multi-layered story of William Howard and Nellie Taft's 3 children. We will explore the journey of Robert Alfonso Taft, the eldest son who became the powerful conservative conscience of the Senate. We will delve into the intellectually formidable life of Helen Taft Manning, the daughter who became a respected academic and college dean. And we will uncover the progressive, activist career of Charles Phelps Taft II, the youngest son who became a champion of urban reform. To bring you this powerful story, we have gone far beyond the political controversies and the Supreme Court benches. We have meticulously researched the archives of the Taft family, analyzed the unique psychological burden of the dual legacy, executive and judicial, and pieced together the narrative of duty, intense political ambition, and the profound ideological differences that marked this dynasty. Number 3. The Titan of the Senate. Robert Alfonso Taft. The eldest son, Robert, was the most politically ambitious. He rejected his father's moderate republicanism to become the defining conservative voice of the mid-20th century. A powerful senator who controlled the direction of the GOP and earned the enduring title, Mr. Republican. Born on September 8, 1889, Robert Alfonso Taft was the first child. His life was immersed in the highest levels of politics and law. His childhood was spent between the Philippines, where his father served as Governor General, Washington, D.C., and Cincinnati. He inherited an immense intellectual capacity and a rigorous work ethic, attending Yale University and Harvard Law School, where he graduated first in his class, a towering academic achievement even by the standards of his family. Robert quickly launched a political career, serving in the Ohio House and Senate before his election to the U.S. Senate in 1938, a position he held until his death in 1953. His political identity was forged in fierce opposition to President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs, which he viewed as economically unsound and constitutionally dangerous. Robert became the intellectual and legislative standard-bearer for American conservatism. His leadership was decisive, resulting in major legislation like the Taft-Hartley Act of 1947, which restricted the power of labor unions. A deeply controversial law that remains a cornerstone of American labor policy. Robert's scandals were not of morality, but of repeated political frustration. Despite his immense legislative power, intelligence, and conservative support, he ran unsuccessfully for the Republican presidential nomination 3 times, 1940, 1948, 1952. His final, most bitter attempt was in 1952, when he lost the nomination to Dwight D. Eisenhower in a highly contentious convention battle. His failure to achieve the presidency haunted his career, leaving him with the title of the best president America never had. Robert's untold story is his influence. He failed to achieve the executive office his father held, but he successfully redefined the Republican Party, creating the ideological framework for modern American conservatism. His legacy is one of unwavering legislative leadership and intellectual integrity. Number 2. The academic heir, Helen Taft Manning. Robert defined the political legacy of his generation. His younger sister Helen chose an entirely different domain, finding her success and voice in the rigorous world of academia. The only daughter, She inherited her family's intellectual rigor and commitment to public purpose, but channeled it into education, becoming a respected scholar, college dean, and a vital figure in women's higher education. Born on August 1st, 1891, Helen Taft was the second child. She lived in the White House during her late adolescence, 1909-1913. Her upbringing was marked by her mother Nellie Taft's ambition and her father's dual role as President and Chief Justice. Helen, however, chose a unique path that prioritized scholarship and service through education. Her academic record was formidable. She attended Bryn Mawr College, graduating in 1915. She went on to earn a master's degree and a PhD from Yale University in history. She married Frederick J. Manning, an academic, and their partnership was a stable, intellectual one. Helen dedicated her career to academia. She served as a professor of history at Bryn Mawr College and later became the dean of Bryn Mawr College, a position of immense influence in women's higher education. She used her position to advance opportunities for women in scholarship and leadership, embodying a feminist ideal of service through intellectual achievement. Her scandals are non-existent. Her achievement is intellectual distinction and her long career dedicated to rigorous education. She passed away in 1987. Helen's untold story is her success in fulfilling the family mandate of public service through scholarly contribution. She provided the necessary intellectual balance to her brother Robert's fierce political pragmatism, ensuring the Taft legacy encompassed both the courtroom and the classroom. Number 1. The Urban Reformer, Charles Phelps Taft. Helen became a pillar of American academia. Her youngest brother Charles would inherit the family's political drive, but channel it into urban activism, becoming a progressive voice that often clashed with his brother Robert's conservatism. The youngest son, he was the family's progressive conscience, a lawyer and political activist who pioneered urban reform and served as the longtime mayor of Cincinnati. His political idealism often placed him in direct opposition to his powerful brother. Robert. Born on September 20th, 1897, Charles Phelps Taft II was the youngest child. He served in the U.S. Army during World War I. Like his father and older brother, he attended Yale University and Yale Law School, preparing him for public life. Charles entered politics on the local level, becoming a champion of urban reform and good government. He was elected mayor of Cincinnati, serving for years and pioneering efforts to reduce corruption and improve city management. His politics were fiercely independent and progressive, pro-League of Nations, supportive of labor, placing him in direct ideological conflict with his powerful brother, Senator Robert Taft's isolationism and anti-union policies, Taft-Hartley Act. This political sibling rivalry was highly visible. Beyond local politics, Charles dedicated himself to international humanitarian causes. He served as the head of the Federal Security Agency under Truman and was deeply involved in the establishment of the World Council of Churches, serving as its president for several years. His life was a success story of political idealism and immense civic and religious impact. Charles's scandals are minimal, but his life was defined by the public political rivalry with his brother. His untold story is his success in proving that the Taft legacy could be honored through progressive idealism and local reform, providing the necessary moral and political balance to the family's powerful conservative wing. The three lives of Robert, Helen, and Charles Taft, spanning executive, judicial, and legislative service, reveal the profound, enduring power of the Taft dynasty's commitment to law and public service. Their success, achieved against the backdrop of their father's singular legacy, is a testament to duty, ambition, and intellectual rigor. This theme of a political giant whose life was violently cut short, leaving behind a family to carry the immense burden of a tragic legacy, resonates deeply with the saga of another American icon who died just 2 years earlier. On this channel previously, we explored the fascinating and tragic story of John F. Kennedy's 3 children. Like the Taft family, the Kennedy heirs had to navigate immense tragedy, and the immense burden of the Kennedy name, the shadow of Camelot, and the pressure to find their own destiny in the modern world. The full, complex, and tragic story of the Kennedy heirs is one you won't want to miss. Click the video on your screen right now to uncover that incredible, untold story. And as always, thank you for watching.